name is Nikki. Today I'm going to talk to you about choice. In life we are all faced with situations where we have to make different choices. And if we make the right choices that are above the line, they help us to have better solutions, better outcomes, better relationships with others. I discovered this work in a book called The Quantum Leap by Debbie DePorter, and it really has influenced my own choices around how I choose to behave. So now we're going to look at the model around choice. And our choices are, where are we going to behave? I define behavior as what we say and what we do, what other people see and what other people hear us doing or saying. So when we look at that definition of behavior, I always have a choice around my behavior. On this board, I've written choice as a line, and if we're moving above the line, it is a good place for us to be, or if we are below the line, our behavior is not as good as it could or should be, and we can make some different choices to move above the line. Below the line, I always use an acronym called BED. And think for a moment about a bed. We lie on a bed, it's horizontal, not much happens when we are in bed, we sleep in bed, yeah? BED is the acronym that stands for blame, excuses, and denial. And here what we're doing, or what I'm saying, is that that's how people below the line are behaving. They're blaming other people. They're making excuses for things that they haven't done, should have done, shouldn't have done. They are denying flat out that they had anything to do with anything. Very often this behavior culminates in them quitting. Yeah. They just throw their toys and they go, that's it, I'm out of here. No, I'm not going to do that. So it's a final kind of behavior. Very often here, we will hear people doing things like justifying themselves. So justification is a really big one, or becoming quite defensive in their language when we are speaking with them. And so again, we can lead people to do this by asking them the why question. Ask anybody a question that starts with why, and very often they become defensive, or they justify their position, or they'll blame, or they'll make an excuse or deny. So why is a question that drives people here. We need to become aware of that and stop asking why. We also need to be aware of the fact that we react like this when asked why. And so very often what I say we have down below the line is a victim mentality, where I think I don't have any other choice or a different choice to make. The good news is, though, that I do. And above the line, we have what I call an or. So think for a moment a little bit about an oar. An oar, once I'm in a boat and I put that oar into the water, the boat starts to move. In my case, my boat usually just goes round and round and round. However, many people are really good at putting the oar in the water and rowing, and the boat moves forward. Some form of action can happen from the acronym OR, which stands for ownership, accountability, and I'm sure many of you are saying the third one already, responsibility. So OR is the acronym for ownership, accountability, and responsibility. When we are doing those three things, we are of a victor mentality. Yeah? We've got a can-do attitude. No longer are you hearing, I can't, you shouldn't, you mustn't, let's not, oh, we tried that, it didn't work. Well, that's the language of below the line. What I'm hearing up here is, we can, hey, we've given it a go, let's try it a different way. Why don't we try this? Hey, have you thought about that? We could do. So the language becomes a very much more positive, it's very much more solution focused. We're looking for what we can do. When things go wrong, and things go wrong above the line from time to time, we would normally have reason why, not an excuse, but a reason why it's happening. And I always go, it's actually a valid reason. And based on that, the language sounds like, right now I can't hand the report in on time due to the fact that we have no paper, the photocopier isn't working. What I have done is I've ordered some paper. I've got the photocopier guy coming in to fix the photocopier, but I have taken the memory stick down to the copy shop and they're busy printing it out for me right now. So it's about what I can do about it, what I am going to do about it. It's taking ownership for it. It's wanting to give an outcome and a result. It's being accountable and being held accountable by others for delivery of. And it's about taking responsibility for what I can do as opposed to what I can't do. So this model, let me reiterate, it comes from Debbie DePorter. It is around the choices that we make in life, and we want to be able to make choices that are above the line. When we hear people using this language, we can help them above the line by asking them a set of questions. And the questions are those that are enabling questions. They help people, enable people to be able to achieve the or, yeah. So it's questions like, who do you think could help us with that? What are we going to do? What do we want the outcome to look like? Where do you think we'd find that information? What can we go and do now? How would we? So it's the questions that enable us. The minute we say a why question, people go down below the line and start to blame and justify themselves again. And I'm not going to say much more other than to say, go and ask people a why question. And watch the response that you get. 9 times out of 10, they move down here. They justify themselves. They become defensive. They blame. They make an excuse. Ask them, how would you? What would you? How could that work? What would the outcome look like? And immediately they hop above the line and they start to take ownership, accountability, and responsibility. So we are in control of our own behavior and the choice that we make. Not only should we endeavor to keep ourselves above the line, but we should also help others above the line.